Welcome to our ghost stories. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and this is the demo for the last winter night. Lost soul, wandering through mist and snow. Do you feel the touch of iron cold? There we are. It's a little bit breezy in here. We've awakened. Before I awoke, there was nothing. No warmth or light, no touch nor taste, no sound nor sight. No dreams, no fears, no memories. Only an emptiness as vast and boundless as the sunless sea. I am nothing, was nothing. Then, the shock of everything comes all at once. Like a still heart beating back to life. A dam surrendering to the flood. Cold, dark, wind, fear, snow, sound. Questions, words, thoughts. Before this moment, I had no self. Now, in an instant, the world of the living forms around me. Or rather, I take form in it, flung into existence, already knowing of life and what comes with it. Because I have lived before, died before. That hasn't changed. This I know with every breath I do not draw. Feel. The wind howls. Darkness settles around me like a cloak. I sense the cold, but its bite I do not feel. One advantage of having no body, I suppose. I can't imagine anything surviving this storm for long. Moments pass. I remain still for some time, letting the sensations of the world around me flood my consciousness, bringing me back to the flow of time itself. Its passage I know I once felt with painful clarity. The world of the living is a finite and fragile one, fleeting as frost beneath the morning sun. Listen. The roar of the wind, the creaking of iron, the song of a place abandoned by time. I get the feeling right now, the wind is our only companion, right? If solitude had a sound, would this be its melody? Look. Finally, I examine my surroundings. Oh, so this is just looking through the grate of our mask, right? Or rather, my encasings. We have a rather nice gauntlet. I open and close my hand, and an armored gauntlet responds. Steel finger plates clinking softly with each motion. There are no living fingers within them, no flesh, not even bone. Yet they bend to my wishes still. Oh, so I'm guessing this was never our armor, right? Or at least if it was, we didn't die inside of it. If there's no remnants of at least bones left. I wonder what attached our soul to this armor then. Whether it was just like happenstance, or maybe someone else bound us to it. I twist my arm, and the vambranes encounter move, as if they were one with my true body. The rings of the Mao shirt clatter against my empty cuirass, as I twist and turn the rest of my limbs. You know, that's actually another thought. Like, I know we don't particularly have sensation, right? Because we're essentially just a disembodied spirit in a set of armor. But if we lost, say, one of our gauntlets, do you think we'd get, like, phantom pains or something? Because technically they represent our limbs, right? I see my hollow body, sense it through the slits of my helmet. the apparent source of my hearing and sight. Yeah, because I mean, if we're getting sensations through the armor and our senses, I imagine we could still react to damage to it. It's time to see. Gingerly, I crack the visor of my helm open with a soft click as my vision settles into focus, despite my lack of eyes to see with. So wait, what do you reckon they would see when we open the helm? Because I mean, if there's no body inside of it, would they just see like a hollow mass? Or maybe they'd just see like our glow or something. The first thing I see is myself. My reflection, rather, in a broken mirror on an old stone wall. Oh, I do look rather dashing. An empty helm stares back at me. A suit of armor with no corporal inhabitant, or a knight without a body. In the mirror, I twist and turn and see the hollow steel somehow respond to me, like it belongs to me. Was this my armor? No memories come to me. Not yet. Whatever revelation I expect will not arrive so easily, it seems. I don't have the slightest idea where I am or who I was when I was alive. The only thing I am certain of is that I did live, and then I did not. Yet, I awoke here, in the realm of the living, not beyond the shore where we departed souls dwell. My being, my spirit, now rests in these hollow plates that respond to me like pieces of my true body. You know what I'm curious about? I know, like, we're gonna have no idea because we have no memories, but I wonder, like, how long has passed since our death and us then inhabiting the armor? Because if it's been like quite a long time, and we did spend time in the place where souls dwell, and that would add credence to the belief that someone dragged our soul back, right? Huh. Maybe it's gonna be kind of like, I can't remember what it's called, the Necromancer story we played through, where he just couldn't accept the fact his love had gone. So he just keeps bringing the soul back into deceased corpses, right? Could be that kind of situation. We've got a necromancer that can't bear to be parted with us. How? Or more importantly, why? I curl the fingers of my gauntlets. This armor is my only clue, and it yields no answers. All in good time. Whatever my name was. You have all of eternity to find your answers, now. Yet, despite the cold and rigid nature of the metal, something about the steel shell surrounding me feels comforting. Protective and safe, like the arms of a brother, and not only because it is armor. Perhaps it once defended me. Why else would my spirit be drawn to a case of cold steel, an instrument of war? Perhaps in time, its familiarity will shed light on my questions. For now, I turn to the rest of my surroundings. Maybe this was our old manor. It's certainly been in a massive disarray, which could mean that we've been actually dead for quite a long time, huh? What do we want to look at first? We've got the portrait, the fireplace, windows. I think that's just a pile of debris. Oh, papers or chandelier? You know what? I'm going to look at the chandelier. Did I die Phantom the Opera style? I stand in what appears to be a large sitting room or solar. Its ceiling held aloft by tall stone walls. Debris and glass litter the floors. A sharp pang runs through my caress, through the place where my living heart would be. Clearly, it hurts me to see this place like this. How long has it been left this way? How long have I been dead? You know what, Nameless Knight? It's good to see we're on the same wavelength. Also, your armor looks good. At least we got a nice set of armor to re-inhabit. Okay, oh, so that's all connected to the daybreak, gotcha. Do you know what, I feel like the papers might be important, so why don't we just save those till last? Go for the windows. I approach the arched windows on the other side of the room. Set against stone walls and rimmed with frost, several of the glass panes are now shattered. Once, they must have stood proudly, scattering the sun's rays in diamond-shaped patterns against the floors. Now, they are jagged and broken, sharp and iron-eaters more. Even in death, the thought of those fabled, fearful beings brings a chill to my spirit. Outside, the world is a blur of white and dark that stretches as far as I can see. A bright moon shines in a pitch-black sky. I see my image in the glass, a knight with no face staring back. In moonlight, against the black glass, I notice more details of my armor. It is pitch black, with ravens carved in painstaking detail across its steel plates. A dark blue sash hangs against its crest. Time and weather have not been kind to it, but it must have been beautiful once. So I'm guessing the armor's as old as the castle we find ourselves in, huh? The metal clinks as I examine myself in the glass. It is old and tarnished, and yet I don't see a trace of damage from battle, not even a scuff. It would have lain disused while it was still brand new. Was this armor only a piece for show? It is a fine work of craftsmanship, yet it seems a waste of serviceable suit. Or did I never have the chance to wear it? What would then draw me to it now, if my body did not fall while wielding it? Well, who's in the portrait then, huh? Well, maybe I was right. Maybe it was a lost love of ours that brought us back. I mean, it also would make sense, right? I mean, she's clearly fond of birds, which would explain the ones carved into our armor. A painting hangs above the hearth, flaking and aged, its ornate frame tarnished with time. It depicts a woman of no less than 20 summers, dressed in a blue gown, her skin porcelain fair and hair fairer still. A raven, its feathers the same stark hue, perches on her arm. She is beautiful. Not even time can steal this fact from the canvas. But only because she is like me, lifeless and ageless. Beauty, what a useless thing in the end. Even more fleeting than existence itself. Something in her blue eyes and stoic gaze seems almost familiar, but does not rekindle any memories. I can't help but wonder if this was how she truly looked, or if the artist simply painted a much more flattering visage. I wonder if that makes me a disloyal knight, but it's not as if it matters now, does it? Was she my master? Was this the person I swore fealty to? Promised my loyalty and devotion to? If she was the lady of this manor, then it must be so. But why don't I remember? Did my oath mean so little to me? Was she here when whatever befell this place happened? You see, I don't feel like I'm just going to be her basic knight. I mean, like we were saying, why would we get drawn back to this set of armor at this particular point? Patience, good knight. Also, I'm now curious. All the, kind of italic writing, is that gonna be her speaking to us? Is she gonna be some supernatural being? I hope so. a cold stone hearth with only ashes remain. No fire has been lit here for a long, long time, but luckily, I have no need to keep warm in my current body. Right then, let's see what these papers are saying. Scattered parchment, letters, lie on the ground near an ancient wooden table. I try my best to read the faded script. I have received your summons and will attend the banquet as you command. Once again, I offer my sincerest condolences for your father's passing. Marchioness. He has left far too much for us, such a young woman, to fulfill. They seem to be responses to invitations from a Marchioness. What few letters I can decipher go much the same way, some overflowing with empty flattery, some with offers of marriage to noble sons, others still with unveiled condescension. It seems the lady of this manor came into power at a young age, and with it came the attentions of all who held interest in her lands and title. The woman in the painting looks so serene, yet I can only imagine her grinding her teeth at the words on the pages. Is there anybody else that we need to see? Oh, we can leave now. I'm still kind of wondering what our connection is to her. Maybe we were just her loyal knight. Oh, wait, what are we looking at here? I see, we go back into this room. So we can go left or right. I say right. Well, I don't suppose there's any soul trapped in this armor. It's a rusted suit of armor, crafted in an older style compared to mine, and not nearly as ornate. Hello? I try to call out, and immediately feel foolish. I don't have a body, so naturally, I have no voice either. And what are the chances that there's another haunted suit of armor here in these halls? I wonder if we can actually go find like an empty perch that would explain where our armor came from, right? Oh, look at the banners. Banners hang upon the stone walls. The coat of arms painted upon them is faded, but appears to be a raven in flight. The grey, or perhaps once white, birds perch against the blue background. The ravens are similar to the ones carved into my armor. There cannot be any doubt that this was the family's coat of arms. But who were the members of that family? Well, we know that we had the marioness, right? And then the father who died. Snow and shards of glass litter these halls as well. I make sure to step over the floor carefully. The pieces almost look like ice buried in the snow. I mean, does it really matter if we're careful or not? I mean, we are just an empty suit of armor, and steel at that. That glass can't hurt us, right? So I think the only place for us to go is forwards. Or we can turn around. Let's go through the door. Wait, is it just an old storeroom? Okay, so we've got all the sets of boxes or the trapdoor at the back. Let's start with the boxes. This looks like a storage room of some sort. Crates and furniture heaped near the entry. Remnants of a barricade? Huh. Just what was going on here? Alright, look at the cellar door. What appears to be a hatch lies at the end of the room. Is it bad that I'm hoping someone was trapped down there? Kind of Evil Dead style? I try to lift it. After some resistance, it creaks open to pitch blackness. I suppose I shouldn't have expected anything else. But it startles me now, staring into it. Just how suffocating the darkness feels. You know what question I have? Like, if we are actually recently deceased, I don't think we are considering the state of this castle. But if we were recently deceased and we came across our body, do you reckon there's any chance we'd recognize it? Because nothing is triggering memories at this point. Maybe that would just traumatize us for life. Can't imagine how I'd deal with it if I died as a spirit, attached myself to some clothes, and then just came across myself as a corpse. That'd be morbid. I descend into the pitch-black cellar regardless. My sabatons clang on the steps, echoing into the lightless. Soulless. Unending. Dark. Blacker than the sunless sea. Blacker than the nothingness of the void. Where I was, yet was not, and could not sleep, and could not dream, and could not breathe, could not see. I think I just descended us into madness. Don't be sorry about that. I climb back out of the dark. I can't go further without light. I can't. This darkness is 1,000 times worse than the fear I held when I was alive. The sun would rise again no matter how many nights I could not sleep, huddled by a lantern. But the fallen know nothing but dark. I can't become formless like mist again. I can't. I suppose the darkness would be a new kind of fear, right? Now that we're not even got a corporal being. But how can a young girl lead us? If not for her, the North would be yours, Tristan. Wait, am I Tristan? I'm guessing Tristan is the next in line after the Marioness, right? Did I imagine a voice just now? Or... Okay, we need to go back. Wait, how do I go? There we go. Oh, this is a different angle. So that's the room we've already explored, but I can see our mirror. So let's go down to the left instead. If we can actually get through. Please don't be locked. A heavy set of doors lead further into the castle. I try to open them with my gauntlets, but they don't move an inch. I press the armor's full weight against them, but they still hold fast. It seems they are locked tight. Is there anywhere else for us to go then? I feel like we've explored everywhere, right? Let's go back in here. Oh wait, we've got a second doorway. Didn't even notice that. Over the right side. Oh, we can look at our banners again. More banners line the walls of this corridor. Upon closer inspection, the ravens are not painted, but painstakingly woven into the fabric. It must have taken hundreds, if not thousands of hours of work. Oh yeah, especially have to do each individual banner. Nice tree, by the way. I'm tempted to run my gauntlets over the fine weave, but decide against it. The metal might snag, and I'm not truly able to feel its textures anyway. At least this window seems to actually be intact. Arched windows and an arching hallway, so this place is a castle. Snow is piled high against the glass, obscuring the night. It almost feels as if this place is frozen in time. Don't think there's anything else for us in this room. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, wait, that's a woman from the painting, right? Okay, so we might as well look at the glass panels first. Stained glass windows filter moonlight into the chamber. I recognize the scenes depicted in the glass. Stories I must have been told as a child, though I have no memory of those years. Lit with moonlight, they show the hero Tristram wandering the mists, a lantern in one hand and a sword carved from a linden tree in the other, descending from the land of the living. He searches for the soul of the one dearest to him. The tale never ends happily. The shores of the sunless sea are no place for the living. I'm surprised that the glass is still intact. Whatever arose in this castle, this room seems to have been spared. Perhaps its intruders thought twice about destroying a place filled with art and objects sacred to the spirits. Okay, so that is not our girl from the painting then. As a spirit myself, I can't say I feel any need to haunt this room in particular, however. Well, I suppose rituals for the dead offer as much or more to the living who mourn and fear them. I feel like this chest is going to be important, so we're going to save it for last. Look at all the candles. Candles of all shapes and sizes cover the chamber. This must be the chapel, a place where the living came to burn offerings and pray for the departed. Recollections swim through my murky memories. Lighting candles for the fallen is supposed to guide them to the shore beyond the sunless sea and burn away their mortal regrets. Either nobody thought to light one for me, or whatever burdens I had weighed too greatly to be lifted by flickering flame. What? I get the feeling that our burden is gonna definitely have something to do with the lady in the portrait, right? And someone was tempting us to dispose of her. Because clearly we're gonna be the Tristram, right? The one that, or Tristan, the one that was gonna take over if she wasn't around. Oh, I wonder why our candelabra is separate from the candles. An altar sits at the center of the chapel, an ornate candlestick standing upon it. Given the numerous amounts of candles here, a means for lighting them should still lie within this room. Oh, I'm guessing that's what's inside the chest then, right? It's a pewter box. Inside it are flint, iron, and char cloth. Some say that iron is sacred to spirits, perhaps because of its use in lighting fire, perhaps because so many instruments for ending life are made of it. Perhaps this is where the tales of iron eaters came from. Perhaps it isn't so strange this suit of armor welcomed me with open arms after all. I take the flint from the box and strike it until a spark catches, then light the 3 long candles standing in the candelabra. It feels irreverent to take these candles meant to honor the dead, but, well, I am among the dead, and I certainly have use of them. Awesome, so we're going to be able to explore the cellar now, right? Tristan, my son, do you resent me for sending your mother away? I shouldn't have come. I know better than interrupt a prayer. An old man kneels before the altar, his long beard white as snow, and emptiness fills his eyes, windows to a weary soul and weighted mind, lost in the past, questioning what could not be changed. I loved him. I always did. But at the time, I thought him foolish. Perhaps it was jealousy speaking, the yearning for his favor that made me cast aside my feelings in all attempts to surpass my duties. Now, I know the weight and shackles of regret. Why ask such questions, Father? We both know having both a mistress and a child under your roof would ruin you. Father, what was that? A memory? Well, they're slowly coming back to us, huh? Okay, let's go and explore the darkness. It's hard not to keep thinking of you as little lady. There's precious little difference between protecting and belittling, brother. A man stands before a suit of polished tournament armor, the dark steel gleaming black like a raven's wing. His sister urges his acceptance of the gift. The circumstances of their births meant that one received all their noble father's land and titles, the other nothing. We were the second born then, huh? Could a single suit of carved steel appease him? Who? That does explain why we would get the charge of everything if our sister was gone, right? It's time for us to go down into the darkness. The door opens once more to pitch blackness. Holding the candlestick before me, I begin my dark descent. Clack. My sabatons clang on stone. My humbuck's woven chains rattle. The sound of my armor feels almost deafening in the deathly quiet. The candlelight glints of my hollow steel plates. Old stone walls flicker in and out of view within the narrow radius of my light. Holding the flames before my visor, I'm struck with a lurching sense of familiarity. I remember this feeling of holding my blood-stained hands to a flickering flame, warming life back into my frozen fingers as I huddled in the cold. I shudder despite myself, rattling my hauberk. For the 100th time, I am glad I cannot feel the frost and chill. I'm not sure how long I walk in the underground passage. It feels like a tomb. A fitting place, I suppose, for a spirit, but not one I desired to be in for long. Do you reckon we found, the resting place of the castle then? Finally, up ahead, something on the ground comes into focus. Shapes. Figures. Oh, wait, I'm pretty sure those are skulls, right? So these armors actually have the dead inside? Bodies. Skeletons. Bones still dressed in the leather. Plate armor. Chainmail coifs and hauberks and common soldiers. Not bones. Corpses. Lives snuffed out. I lurch and nearly drop the candlestick. It is not the sight of death that unbalances me. Being dead myself and a knight, a grim scene like this should be familiar. But a deep well of aching, acrid bitterness flows through my very soul all the same. I was here. I saw the faces of these men before they died. Twisted, gaping, frozen, the whites of their eyes as large as moons. Did I kill them? Huh. Oh, that's gonna be a raven or something, right? It looks like a bird's skeleton. Odd to see it here, but most likely a carrion crow that came to feed while the bodies were fresh. Are you sure? I was assuming it was going to be the bird from the portrait. A skull leers out of chainmail coif as I approach. The flames before me flicker as my gauntlets curl reflexively. Anger, disgust, rage, hatred. These and many more unnameable feelings fill the hollow space of my cuirass. Emotions in the living run through flesh, weighed by the mind, metered by the heart. But a spirit has no such gateway, no barrier against the flood of pure feeling that make up the soul. The question is not what I did to these soldiers, but why? Huh. Why are you a little bit out of the separated there? Another body lies away ahead, face up on the ground, clad in armor that resembles mine. But unlike my black plates, this knight's armor is a rusted, once silver hue. The helm and cuirass are battered. The raven itself, carved into steel, looks wounded. Dried, dark stains are pooled beneath the corpse. It was you. You conspired with... You can still make the right choice, Tristan. Tristan? That name again. I remember it. Was it mine? I stared down at the armored corpse. I knew this knight. A knight with dark curls and a stern look in her eyes. I knew that gaze. I knew her. Tristan, she had called. But who was she? Why was she pleading? Why? Why did we fight? Oh, do you reckon she was the one that was trying to convince me to overthrow my sister then? Well, I'm assuming I am the brother, right? Why did she die here? Looped on her about is an ornate key. I take it. I need this more than you do. Rest in peace. So, my current theory, she wanted us in charge, right, to overthrow our sister, and trying to push us towards it and conspire against her. Now the question is, did I go along with it, or did I turn against her and that's why she's died down in the catacombs? I will leave your body to the ravens and hang your head on a spike. Did all these years mean nothing to you? Bold words from a little lady shouted all her life. What would you know? Voices accompany every step and clang of my sabatons upon the floor. The sounds, the swirling cacophony, does not make the darkness any less suffocating. I have no ears to cover, no voice to yell and drown them out with. Why am I rushing through the dark like a frightened child? Don't I want to remember? But what will happen if I learn who or what I was? Okay, it's time for us to leave, right? So just keep backtracking and we should now be able to get through the locked door. I'm here. I fit the key I took from the fallen knight into the lock and twist it. The hinges creak loudly as I push the great doors open. The ruins of the castle's inner halls and the scene in the cellars are nothing compared to what lies before me. Oh, damn, it was a massacre, huh? You know whose corpse we haven't found yet? Our sisters. The bodies twisted at the tables are dressed in what were once fine clothes. Furs, dyed silks, and remnants of embroidered wools. I spy skeletons with rings on bony fingers, gold teeth set into skulls. That feels important. I mean, that means this place has been undisturbed, right? So no grave robbers or anything like that, because they would have made off with all the jewelry. Nobles dressed for death, as they did in life. Not only lords and ladies lie here, the bodies of knights and soldiers also litter the hall. A banquet turned into a battleground. laughter replaced with screams and the clash of swords. The soldiers' corpses are dressed similarly to the ones in the cellars. The knights, a few wear colours and armour unfamiliar to me, but the others, as I pass the remains of the men and women dressed in armour that mirrors my own, painful hot flashes flare within my helm, my cuirass. A brief memory, a face, a name, a laugh. I knew each and every one of these knights, each soul violently claimed. Why is my body not among them? Where is the armour I would have worn as their brother in arms? That's a good point. Okay, look at the tables. Bodies lie crumpled over long tables in the grand hall, their surfaces covered with overturned plates, goblets and platters. The floors are buried in similar wreckage. Dark stains have seeped into wood and stone and cloth. A banquet for the dead. Tristan? Don't you dare, Tristan! Lady Lind, you must retreat. It's too dangerous. And leave everyone to be slaughtered? Blood and death, screams and steel, enemies from all sides. A brother leads his sister away from the chaos. She does not recognize the trap, lying in wait until too late. A castle in ruins, a massacre within its halls, the lady who ruled there missing, as was her brother, whose empty suit of armor remained. Did I do this? Was I responsible? I don't know for certain yet. There could be another explanation. I can keep searching for answers. I can deny this tale. But I am a spirit, a soul, a collection of memories, emotions, an echo of a past. How can I deny my every feeling, every drop of guilt that now floods through each piece of my hollow shell? Is this the truth? Is this my story? Is this how my tale ends? I caused this massacre. I abandoned everyone to their fates. Well, what do we want to go down, massacre or abandoned? You see, I don't know if we did abandon them, rather than if we led our system into a trap, we instigated it, right? Let's say we caused this massacre. I was Tristan. I coveted the title and birthright of another, and stole it for myself. And now, in death, I wander the earth as penance, trapped in this steel shell, a villain in the guise of a knight. This is how the story ends. Are you cold, grandmother? Leave me be, child. The young man obeys, but not before adding another log to the fire. Sparks fly as the flames hungrily swallow wood, bathing the room in long flickering shadows. He is almost 30, but still carries himself with that boyish grace and gentle demeanor not unlike father's, or yours. Too kind, too naive for his own good, and the good of this house. Never in my long years have I understood how our cruel winters can forge such mild, malleable souls. When I finally pass, the North will fall into his uncertain hands. But at last, I won't be any concern of mine. The only certainty in this land is violence and steel. That lesson I have never forgotten. Do you reckon that's the sister then? I huddle in the chair by the fire. Pulling the quilts tighter about my shoulders is no use. Every year, at the eve of your death, a chill fills the surface of my skin, seeping into my old bones, a cold no fire could ever warm. Is it your spirit reminding me of my failures? Do you remain here, on this side of that black and bitter shore? Do you watch me? Blame me? Are you waiting for me? Soon, brother, soon enough, we will meet. So what exactly happened when we let our sister away then? Because clearly she didn't die if she went on to have kids. Please, keep waiting for me. Ending 1. Bitter memories. Oh, interesting. So now that we've gone through ending 1, we get the option of no. Okay, we'll come back to no, because first I want to know what happens if we say we abandoned everyone. I was Tristan. I abandoned my comrades and liege in their direst hour and fled to save myself. And now in death, I wander the earth as penance, trapped in this steel shell, a coward in the guise of a knight. This is how the story ends. Grip your sword like this, Lynn. One hand over the pommel. Now, bring your arms forward. Yes, like that. My brother stands before me, holding a wooden sword in an elegant stance, waiting for a strike from the short one in my small, clumsy hands. I couldn't have been more than 7 summers old when he first taught me to use a sword. On those long, idle days when I'd run and hide from my lessons. The halcyon days before he'd earned his spurs and scars, when father still smiled, and the two of them would chase me, laughing through banks of freshly fallen snow. In those days, it had never felt so cold. Oh wait, so maybe Tristan wasn't the youngest then? Maybe he was just the son of the mistress so he could never inherit? I looked down. The hands that grip my pommel and hilt are those of an adult, calloused and wrinkled, extending forth a blade of rusted steel. My sword melts as it hits the wooden one, as if the iron has suddenly turned to snow. I gaze upward and no longer see my brother's face. His helmet stares blankly as blood pours from his visor, down his gorget, cascading over his cuirass and staining the carved ravens red. Then, the man that stood before me is gone, no more, and his empty armor clatters to the ground. I wake up shaking, shivering with a cold that hollows my bones. Embers glow in the hearth, frost clouds the windows, stiff, heavy blankets cover me, offering little warmth. Decades have gone and passed, but the nightmares have never left me. Are you Still haunted as I am, brother. Oh, so there's our alternate to ending 1 then. So ending 2 is gonna be us refusing then, huh? Well, it's time. No. I refuse this tale. I refuse this ending. I refuse to believe this was me. That the person who wore this armor could do such a thing. Even if it's a lie, a foolish tale of make-believe. I want to believe in him, in me. You can still make the right choice, Tristan. Tristan, please. The Marchioness. I still don't know what happened to her. Did she escape? She's certainly not here. I don't think there's anywhere else for us to go, is there? Okay, once we go back, I come before another set of doors at the end of the hall. From the sound of the wind beyond the walls, they must lead outside. Away from the graveyard this castle has become. I push against the doors. They don't move an inch. Locked as well? Damn it, why? Tristan, don't you dare. I will find you. Just please, stop. I lean against the door, bearing the weight of my armor against it. I hear wood crack and iron groan. It doesn't budge. Let me through, damn it! Let me out! I grip my gauntlets into the wood, iron gouging like the tips of claws. My skeleton of plates twisted and creaking. I bash the maw of my visor into oak again, and again, and again, and again, wishing I could grow iron teeth to tear, and tear, and tear, and tear, and tear it apart. Tristan. Damn this voice! Damn these useless memories! Damn this worthless shell! Don't you dare! Leave! Leave me be! What does anything matter? I'm dead now! You're dead too, aren't you? My shell slumps against the door. I pound my empty claws into the stone floor. The twisting of my steel bones sounds like a metallic snarl. Damn this castle! Damn these halls where nothing lives or stirs, but neither do the dead belong. Damn whoever I was! How can I be dead, but still haunted? I can't bear this. I can't. I won't. So I drift. I slip away from my armor. I let go of my tether and wade into the black waves of the sunless. Don't you dare! Don't you dare think of leaving me, Tristan! I won't, Lynn. What's troubling you, Mer? Wait, so is this the one we saw down in the cellar area? Nothing. It's just hard to believe Lord Sigmund is gone. And now the young lady is to rule. You've known it would always be this way. Lind has been raised for this practically from the cradle. But how can a young girl lead us? If not for her, the North would be yours, Tristan. Watch your words, Merjam. Sieglind may be a young girl, but soft-hearted she is certainly not. Time, Merjam. My lady. Please join Sir Dietard and prepare to receive our guests. I need a word with my brother before the banquet. At once, my lady. Did you hear all that, Lynn? I heard enough. That my own knights think so little of me. They've been protecting you since you were small. It's hard not to keep thinking of you as little Lady Lynn sometimes. There's precious little difference between protective and belittling, brother. Don't let it vex you. Mer may be hard-nosed, but she means well. I've thicker skin than that. I trust you to keep all of them in line. I do my best. But why did you want to see me? Just to talk. Sit on my nerves, I suppose. We've both been so busy. I'm here for you any time, Lynn. Shall we walk? Yes! Oh, but first, won't you tell me what you think of your new armor? Lynn. Lynn. Lynn! Cold. Dark. Wind. Fear. Frost. The wind whips my hair as I cling onto the horse's back for dear life. Branches streak past us. The path is uneven and winding, twisting through a desolate wood. It's a miracle my steed hasn't stumbled, collapsed, twisted, broken like... I am too terrified to cry. My muscles burn, yet my entire body feels frozen, the cold cutting through my clothes. I don't know if it's minutes, hours, or days that pass once my steed's thundering hooves finally slow, then stall, then stop. Lights shine up ahead, pinpricks of fire within the night, signs at last of life. I dismount and nearly fall off the stallion's back. Shaking, I wipe my hands on my clothes. It's no use. The blood has long dried. We reckon that's Tristan's blood? And there, standing alone, is when the tears finally come. They fall free from my eyes in painful drops, breaking like a dam surrendering to a flood. I scream more than I sob. I curse more than I weep, my heart about to burst in a torrent greater than all my tears combined. I will return. I will tear the world itself to pieces if I must. This I swear. I promise. What do we reckon then? Do we think it was Tristan that was either dead or badly wounded on that horse? I feel like it could be, especially since we know the young lady survives till she comes around with her. If you enjoyed your time here, I'd really appreciate you could like this video and subscribe to this channel. But other than that, I hope you spooked in and I'll catch you next time, guys.